This is another great episode of the Film Review.
Hey everybody, this is Luenell, the original bad girl of comedy. I'm here at the Link Promenade in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, and you're watching the Film Review.
The Film Review Massive. This is Crazy D. You're watching the Film Review, movies, music, culture, politics, and society, and I am sitting here with a phenomenal comic. She's an original bad girl of comedy. You've seen her in Borat, and you're also going to see her in the upcoming Dolemite Is My Name, coming to America 2, and you've seen her in Borat and so many different comedy specials. We're talking to none other than Luenell.
Hello, Viva Las Vegas.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, I'm really good.
We appreciate you interviewing with us.
You better.
Okay, so the first question is, you got your start, you were on Soul Beat.
Yes, the Soul Beat Television Network in Oakland, California. Rest in peace, Chuck Johnson, who was because Soul Beat was before BET, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was ran just like BET, black owned, black operated. And Chuck Johnson, I guess, had seen me doing some little stuff around town and recruited me to do some commercials. And that spun into me being on-air talent and hosting shows of my own for many years.
And so you were able to break new talent from the Oakland area, Digital Underground and others.
Yeah.
And when did you discover that you were funny, that you could make people laugh?
I don't know. I got kind of a funny family, and so all of us are pretty funny, with the exception of like maybe my oldest brother and maybe somebody else. But we're a pretty funny family. It's 8 of us. I'm the 8th of 8 children. And we just, I don't know, I went to all white schools and stuff, and when people got to know my personality after they stopped calling me nigga, then they discovered that I was funny, and later it just, sort of a fluke happened, and here we are today.
And what was the fluke?
The fluke was my roommate was dating a comedian who ran a club in Long Beach, California. We were living in Long Beach at the time. It was called Miss Wiz. And he would be around the house. And he'd say, you're really, really funny. If you ever want to do comedy, anytime you come to my club, I'll put you up. You don't have to say you're coming, you can just drop through. I was like, whatever, because I wanted to be a background singer for Luther.
Okay.
I didn't want to be stand-up comedian, but I thought of some stuff that had happened to me that I thought was pretty funny. Me and my girlfriend went down there one night, went on stage, killed it the first night, stepped off stage, and met the late, great Robin Harris on the first comic I ever met after I stepped off my first stage. So after that, I started going to the Comedy Act Theater that Robin hosted every Thursday in the Leimert Park district of L.A., and, met Young DL and stuff, and this was before Comic View or anything like that. Just, I don't know, just snowballed,
You were a Comic View staple. You were the one that they constantly played. When they had the best of, Luenell was on there. What was that audience like? Because the way it was structured, you could actually see the people. When I interview many comics, they say that because of the lighting, they can't really see the audience.
Not beyond like the third row.
Uh-huh.
It was great because they were so eager to support us. There hadn't been a black comedy show weekly on TV daily or something like that broke new talent like that. It just had not happened. So the audience was wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So you graduated with a bachelor's in English from
English Lit.
Cal
State Hayward in the Bay Area.
Now it's Bay. Now it's East Bay. How important is it to have an education in the business that you're doing?
It's extremely important, and that's what kills me about people be like, I want to be an actress, I want to be in the movies, I want to do this, but you can't read aloud well, or you can't comprehend immediately, and you can't retain what you've read. All these people that look like they're just having conversations on TV, those words are written. You have to be able to read a script in one sitting and, memorize lines for auditions and stuff. So all this bullshit that people are doing on TV now, just being a real housewife of this or a real hoe of that, that's not really acting. Acting requires education.
It requires education.
It requires it.
So would you say that before people get into wanting to come out to Hollywood, that they should, or get into acting, that they should get a degree under their belt?
No, I'm not saying that. But they should at least do some theater. If you want to be on television, do some theater first. Get in church play, get in community theater, and see, can you memorize lines? See, can you follow direction? See, do you have an attitude? See, can you act at all? You know, people want a lot of shit, but they don't want to work for it, you know? You gotta, reading scripts in one sitting is not easy, you know, without falling asleep. I usually read like 4 lines in the National Enquirer and I'm asleep. That's not easy. Then you gotta memorize this shit and you gotta revise it. They write revisions every day. So what you memorize today may not be what you have to say tomorrow. And then they have directors and they're telling them movements and stuff. So, you know, education, get into some theater. That's the best training ground. Church choir and the theater.
Okay, so from Soul Beat, how long was the grind till you got to Comic View? And what was that grind like? For the youth that want to be in entertainment, what was that grind like?
Well, I left Oakland like 19 years ago. I left my baby there with her father. I had been incarcerated for months, and I was very popular in my own hometown when I left. So I was already signing autographs. I was already being asked to take pictures. So when I got to LA, this shit didn't blow my head up, you know. It was, I'd say, you know, I mean, I can't put the year on it when everything changed because things are still changing. So I just say that, you know, if you want overnight success, you get overnight career. You know, if you're willing to put the work in and grind. You know, Nip Hussle didn't get where he was going in one try. He went through trials and tribulations, but he never stopped, never folded. And that's what you have to do.
So now let's talk about Dolemite Is My Name. You play Rudy Ray Moore's aunt. What is her character like, and how influential was she in Rudy Ray Moore's life?
Well, it's really a full circle, wonderful moment for me because I did work with Rudy in real life like 5 times. So we knew each other and had a nice relationship. And I know that he never wanted to be forgotten or nothing. And the fact that all these years later, they're doing a movie about him and Eddie Murphy is playing him, this is nothing but God, you know, giving Rudy a big high five. It's going to be an amazing movie. I personally have not seen it yet. It premiered at the Toronto Film Festival this last weekend. My whole staff, though, my manager, agent, they have all seen it. And the reason they moved it from being released in May to being released in October is so that during that time frame is when you can be nominated for Emmys and stuff like that. That's how good it is. I'm very excited to be in it alongside of some magical people. And I always wanted to do a period piece like Shaft or Coffee, where you can go back to wearing your platforms again and having afros and bell bottoms and shit. So that's what this is. So it's just an amazing piece of film footage. Craig Brewer is the director. He liked black people. He directed Hustle and Flow and this and Coming to America too. Mm-hmm. So we're just all very excited.
But what is her character like? Is she a support for Rudy?
Well, I don't want to give away too much, but I'll just say she's his aunt, and she gave him the seed money to make his very first album. So she's very influential in his life.
Mm-hmm. Xenon used to have out a documentary on Dolemite, just to stay on this for a second, and he talked about how doors were shut to him in the very beginning, but his film coming out is the blueprint for so many films. The techniques that they used is used in so many films
but
today.
He was ratchet with it. You know, he only had a certain amount of money. He didn't have big, you know, studio behind him, big budget like that. So he made do with what he could, and he made film. And now look, we're, you know, honoring him, you know, all these years later. What he did mattered. It mattered to black people. It mattered to us. May not be for everybody, that's fine too. But for us, he's a urban legend. He's an icon. All the pimps and the players looked up to Rudy Ray Moore. I don't know too many black people our age that doesn't know the signified monkey,
Yeah.
So it's part of our culture. It's good to celebrate it.
Good to celebrate them. Now, how does it feel personally for you to be gaining this acclaim after so many years grinding it out?
Well, I've never, like ever since I left Oakland, it's been the same. I've always been popular. I've always been popular amongst the regular folk, more people are knowing my name now. There's a little bit more money now, not, stratospheric money like these boys is getting. So my lifestyle at home haven't changed much yet. But, as long as people are starting to know my name, not just my look or my face. That's that girl. They called me Cat Williams for like 5 years, just because they associated me with Cat. And so, I'm glad that people know my name. I want to make a difference. I want to go down as a legend. I want to be one of the best that ever did it. I want people to remember me. So it feels great, of course.
And the polish that you have. I often speak on how comics and black entertainers in particular go through the chitlin circuit, excuse me, and they go through, and by the time they get to film, by the time they get to television, they are polished and even more interesting on screen than their white counterparts that are up there. Like, take when you played the cashier in A Star Is Born. When you, to me, you stole that scene. My wife and I were sitting in the theater, and you stole the scene.
That's just because you know
no,
me.
No.
And people who don't know me, I didn't steal no scene.
No. They may not be admitting that you stole the scene, but you sitting there stoic as the cashier, it made me say, I would like to follow that storyline and get off of the Star Is Born story.
You will be very happy with Dolemite because I cut my nails, I wore a wig, I really wanted to, and I feel like Eddie's aunt. I mean, I knew Charlie way more than I have interacted with Eddie, but me and Eddie already had a relationship before we started working, but to actually work with him and have it on film where my kid and everybody, generations can see it, is an honor. And 2 Eddie Murphy films in 1 year, and this comeback year is amazing. But I just, I love my aunts, and my aunts were very influential in my life, and I just pulled from that. And, I think that me and Eddie, they say we had chemistry, but that's real love.
And that's why Coming to America 2, you're in it. Can you give us news about the character that you play?
Well, no, I can't. But I will say that it's one of the happiest sets I've ever worked on. Tracy Morgan is a joy to be around every day and a miracle. You got Arsenio and Eddie are buddies, and my boy Rodney Perry. We came up through the trenches together, so it's just a wonderful, wonderful way to go to work.
Okay, so I only drink at work.
Yes.
Right? Is that saying that your work is stand-up, or are you speaking to also the everyday person that may have a flask?
I just happen to have one right here.
Okay.
Luenell, I only drink at work.
I only drink at work.
I'll give you this copy.
And
this is a CD. This is not a DVD. You can buy it on my website, heyluenell.com. HEYLUENELL.com, or you can download it on, iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff. This is just a CD that I recorded live in a club, not unlike Kimmel's, and just talk about stuff that applies to everybody, relationships and kids and weight and money and college and all that. So there you go.
Oh, I appreciate this. We're going to be laughing, and then we're going to be coming up here to see you
do. In the car on the way home.
Okay, so do you, like other comics, go to smaller clubs to work out new material before you do a stand-up show like Annoyed Easily?
No, Easily Annoyed
No,
Comedy
Easily
Tour.
Annoyed, yeah.
No, I don't do that. I just work it out at my paid gig. I just will throw it in there. I usually don't throw in something I don't think will work. Every now and then you hit or miss, but I don't go around and practice like that. I don't know if I'm lazy or I'm just gifted, one of the two. But I just will like throw different stuff in because things happen that you want to talk about. Like right now, I'm on this big thing about, my people going nuts for a goddamn chicken sandwich. Like, it's not even a meal. Like, you don't even get a drink with this shit, and everybody's standing in line for a fucking chicken sandwich. I come from a fry your own chicken era, So I talk about stuff that's in my set, but I might pepper it in with some relative shit that's going on.
So you're here.
I don't do it like everybody else.
You don't do it like everybody else, but it seems so effortless. Do you have so much material stored that if there is something where you feel like a bit isn't working, that you can pull from that and salvage it and bring it to people standing
I
up?
mean, my mind's always going. Like, I thought of some material since we've been sitting here. The R. Kelly backyard mister. The R. Kelly backyard urine mister. Great way to recycle your urine. And stay cool at the same time.
It's
just my mind work like that,
Okay. So you're at Kimmel Comedy Club here in Las Vegas.
Right there. You guys will take a shot of it, I'm sure.
Yeah, we will.
The Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club here in Las Vegas in the Link Promenade under the big Ferris wheel is a dream come true. I still live in the Crenshaw district, not far from where Nip Hussle got murdered. And it's two different worlds. I go home and I'm like at Rite Aid and whatever. Then I come and my picture's on the Las Vegas Strip, It's a blessing. I'm going on Jimmy Kimmel on October 28th to meet face-to-face for the first time.
Okay.
And, this ain't nothing but God right here. This ain't nothing but God and some determined people from the Bay Area. Because my manager's from Sacramento and my agent is from Oakland like me. And we don't take no for an answer.
So is that a testament to you that you can live in the same neighborhood and still be as successful as you are?
You can, but the minute you can get out, you should go and get out.
Oh, okay.
You can. I'm there, but the minute I can get out, I'm gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I love my people. I've never had no problem in my neighborhood. We got Hispanics, black, and white folks in my neighborhood. And it's had a bad reputation in the past. But when I lived in Oakland, the neighborhood I lived in had a bad reputation. It's all about the way you carry yourself in the hood. Whether anybody, it's all about respect. But I do want, a bathroom that I don't have to share with. The public. I want to have a sunken bathtub. I want things too that it's going to require me to move. So when I get the coin and I feel like I can move and not lose it, you have to be ready. People make a move before they're ready. B.B. King got an old song called "Never Make My Move Too Soon."
Right.
So I'm not going to make my move too soon. But when I can make a move, I'm going too.
Okay. So. Okay, we have a long-going debate. She's looking at her watch.
I'm looking because
I know you have to go see.
I have a date with Bruno Mars tonight.
Your boyfriend.
As much as I love all y'all, Hey.
So a couple of more questions we want to wrap up. Okay, your confidence, because you posed nude, and so your confidence for the ladies.
Penthouse Magazine.
Right.
The April Fool's edition of Penthouse Magazine. For anybody who wants to Google it, just put in Luenell Penthouse. Or if you want the magazine, it's the 2018 April Fool's edition of Penthouse Magazine.
And, the confidence level there, how do you get that confidence to put it across? Because a lot of black women we see stay covered up. They go to the beach, they have a sarong on, and everyone else is out there freely expressing themselves, and black women seem to want to be covered up. So where do you get that expression, and what can you say to those who feel like they're bashful?
Well, it's not black women, it's heavy women. Heavy women feel covered up and stuff like that. And the way I feel about it is, first of all, the pictures were tastefully taken. I had a daughter in college. I don't want nobody to come up here and say, yo, your mama was pulling her pussy open in Penthouse and I saw it. That didn't happen. These were very sexy boudoir type photos that any woman should do, whether you got a man or not, just for your own confidence and say, God damn it, my fat ass is sexy no matter what. I did it for women my age. You know, I'm the first woman my age, my size, and my color to be shot for Penthouse Magazine. 6-page spread. That was a really big deal. They didn't make a big deal of it at that time, but it should have been a big deal. I want that picture up on the Jumbotron in New York City. It's just that we are so much more than our waistline, or so much more than our ass, or so much more than our tits. There's some really great women out there who like to laugh, like to have fun, like to skinny dip, like to, you know, zip line and shit like that, and they're being overlooked because everybody's more about the aesthetic. And I just wanted, you know, when I mentioned it to them, because I had directed another photo shoot with this series, and that's another story, but I said, y'all ought to shoot me. They didn't laugh and go, girl, please. They were like, huh. I said, if you do it, you'll make history, and we did. So I just, you know, want every woman to feel, it don't matter if you got bad teeth. I know ugly ass women happily married for years because love is beyond, it's above all that, you know. Looks fade, but your heart don't.
So in closing, how can they get tickets to see you here in Las Vegas at Jimmy Kimmel
Kimmel's
Comedy Club?
Yeah. Kimmel's ComedyClub.com, or you can go on my website, heyluenell.com, and you can find a link to get tickets to see me.
And you've just
every
extended
Sunday.
your dates.
Yes, I was supposed to be done in September this month, but they extended my residency until the beginning of 2020. So I'll be here every Sunday. God help me. I'll be here every Sunday at 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
in Las Vegas in the Link Promenade at Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club. And there's a lot of comedy shows in Vegas, but there's not a lot with a national TV show, late night TV show connected to them. So I'm very, very lucky. I think I'm one of the only sisters on the strip, period, doing stand-up, besides maybe Marsha Warfield, my girl who's down, you know, on the other end.
Okay, before we close, top 5 comics. Your top 5.
Pryor, Mooney, Dick Gregory, Eddie Chappelle.
And that's it. And that's
But
what.
now,
Wait.
white ones.
Okay.
George Carlin,
Okay.
Joan Rivers,
Okay.
Phyllis Diller, Sandra Bernhardt, and my boy that died in the car crash.
Oh,
You know,
Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison. And the guy
Louis C.K.
not Louis C.K. Hi, Louis. No, Lenny Bruce.
Lenny
of
Bruce.
course.
Because he was blue and he
Yeah.
took the slings and
Yeah.
arrows,
Yeah.
right?
Robin Harris. There's so many.
No, Moms Mabley?
Mom's is not. She's the innovator. She's a creator for black female stand-up. I can't say she's in my top 5 though. Just because she was the first, don't mean that she's my favorite. I appreciate her though, and I liked her. But you know, when you put her up against like Roseanne, and I just like a little, and she was pretty randy for her time. But you know what? I take that back. I rebuke that. And Moms, goddammit, you too.
Moms, you too. Okay, so this has been a robust interview. I've appreciated you taking time to sit down with us at the film review. This is the film review, movies, music, culture, politics, and society, and you've just been sitting and listening to and seeing the person in person, Luenell Campbell. But she is so great.
Again, I only drink at work. On iTunes or Spotify, follow me on Instagram, at Luenell at Luenell. And I write back.
She is Luenell Campbell, but she is so great that she
Don't
is
use my
known
last name.
by one name only.
That's right.
A single
Luenell.
name only.
Like Malcolm X. Luenell X.
Luenell. And that's it. The film review. We're out.
Peace.